Pretty good sized fish. £5, 10 ounces. Alright, he's a smaller one. I had to walk all the way down the canal to get that sucker off the hook. Get him out of the water. Alright, not too big. Alright, y'all, it's Jeff from Catfish in Arizona. My setup here is I use Zebco 808 reels on a 10-foot rod, which is the old Whisker system rods. 10 foot tall. I can throw them a little bit further because of the length of the rod. So I use 25-pound test, and then I use a Carolina rig to set up my line here. And basically the Carolina rig is where it's a floating 3-ounce weight, but if a fish pulls on the bait, it doesn't have to move the weight. As it pulls, it just shows up at the tip of the rod, so he doesn't have to move the weight to show that he's on there. But basically it's 25-pound test, it's a 3-ounce weight, it's a bead, and then I use a clasp swivel, and then I put another barrel swivel, and then the 6 to 10 inches of leader line, and then a number 2 treble hook because I'm using punch bait. But the reason I put these 2 clasps here is because when I'm done fishing, all I have to do basically is just open that clasp, and I can take that leader line off. So I've got my treble hook, 6 to 10 inches of leader line, and then I've got that barrel swivel. Put that away, and then when I come back fishing next time, all I have to do is open up that clasp again and just put this back on here, and I am ready to go, so I don't have to tie my knots all over again. Though usually when I get here every time, I do retie that knot right there, which is on my swivel, because they get beat up quite a bit because of that bead hitting that knot and that weight coming down and hitting that bead. So I do retie that that knot right there on my clasp swivel. I tie it every time I come back out here and go fishing. But that's basically my setup, which is the Carolina rig. Like I said, you know, you can pull on it and the weight doesn't have to move, and it'll still show up at the top of the rod. But that's my setup: Carolina rig on a 10-foot rod and a Zebco 808. The reason I use the Zebco 808s is because it's much easier to cast with that button. For me it is. You know, I know a lot of people prefer the open face reels, but for me, I can pretty much aim better and get the bait to go where I want it to go with that Zebco 808. But that's my setup. It is a Carolina rig on a 10-foot rod with a Zebco 808. All right. He's gonna come back. Alright, that one's a little bit better. A little bit better than that last one. Man, he's got a fat belly on him. Oh. All right, 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Not too far from 3 pounds. Pounds, 12 ounces. All right, let's get him back in the water. That belly on him. Look at that. Right there. Pretty good size one. All right. Five pounds, 10 ounces. 5 pounds, 10 ounces. Pretty good size fish. Pretty good size fish. Five pounds, 10 ounces. Pretty good sized fish. not very big. Maybe 2, maybe 3 pounds. Not too big. £2, 10 ounces. Not very big.